Hello and welcome back, esports fans. We are here live with the EGFC Big East. We are getting through our power finals. They will be concluded on May 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'm FBI Tugboat. Joined with me for the first time personally is my man Stealthy Wolf, casting with Navic down in producer's box. Stealthy, how are you doing today?
Well, I've been doing well. We've been tackling the B stream together with Mind, and it's been an absolute blast right there. We see Xavier play last game. It's not going according to plan on their end, but they were looking very strong, so I think they will be able to put up a really good fight against Villanova, definitely.
Yes, sir. This is Villanova here on the right. Zen, Riles, I'm a Horse. That name, I'm a Horse, provide me with consistent giggles throughout all of these. Now, Satisfied Onion, we're on board with. Middled up. Zen doing a good job of hitting this one out to the corner as Valor and the rest of this Xavier University team trying to respond. Right around, Riles being nice, but that's center. That's not what Nova wanted. Nice intercept in the middle. We get a lot of interaction up front. That's Satisfied Onion and Mushu for the side of Xavier, doing good jobs here. Now middle, and just like that, that's how you turn a defense into an offense. Stealthy.
Well, that is, of course, a nice melding between defense and offense. And if you can do it strongly right there, Mushu almost with an opportunity, then it becomes very convincing. And both teams are looking very strong. 1 minute gone, trading opportunities left, right, and center. But Xavier already looking a little bit stronger, in my opinion. They're playing with way more speed. Had a solid game against
Seton Hall, right?
Yeah, Seton Hall, and it was very close up until the last moment. So I think they are really warm compared to Villanova.
Yeah, I was seeing you, Nutmine, kill that cast just a minute ago. Went down to a 3-2 barn burner, unless I am wrong. Xavier now 4-3 is statistically eliminated from this top four. They do not have the win-loss ratio, the map count to get up there. Villanova on the other side, still trying to decide seeding. We'll get back with that and more. So you have those numbers in front of us. 3:18 on the clock is Satisfied now. Doing good jobs here, rotating all the way around those Riles, but might pay off for him. Decently centered, but that's a little bit high for anybody to respond to. Satisfied Onion playing roles and now taking this one out past half court, dribbling in the middle and just taken away like that. Zen making it look easy.
Those plays are, of course, very important, but a start from Moshe. Oh, Xavier Esport might have done an air dribble, might not have gone according to plan, but Moshe was like, no worries, guys. We're going to clean this up and get that lead.
Indeed, that was Mushu down there with the tap. Two defensive players for the side of Villanova, just not able to get that right angle. Now, 2 minutes in, excuse me, and the first goal already. Kind of a slower game, Stealthy.
Well, it might be a little bit slow. It might be going a little bit fast, but Villanova with an opportunity right there. Xan trying to play that ball into the middle, but the defense from Xavier is looking a little bit, shaky, but they're still holding on, slowing it down to their pace and making sure that ball always goes in.
Nicely done, Horsey here, putting saddle on, defending team. No score on that one. Only one, again, this first half of this game. That's on point, but Xavier University doing a good job of these really good redirects, especially when they're taken on the side of fields, not mid-map. Once again up the side, but intercepted by Zen. Zen trying to dribble this one up. Got a little air on it too, but Valor all over on top of that one. Horsey with the intercept. Not one to redirect this one. Even that back play was really good angle, and now Valor with that's a little bit too much horizontal. Put off to the side and attempted repositioning, not going to happen. Mushu pushing up, and just like that, pressure onto Villanova. Zen I'm a Horsey answering the side. I was coming up, but no connection.
Well, no connections being made, as you said. Of course, something very important, as Villanova do need that goal back in order to get back or equalize this game, get it to a potential OT. But so far, Xavier Esport has been looking very strong and exchanging opportunities. Beautiful 50 right there. Beautiful defense from Valor. And they are still alive, still in the lead, even though they might have no boost.
Yeah, I'm a Horse. And team still kicking, as they say. About 1 minute left. Want to mention that I'm a Horse. He had his perspective there for a few seconds. A great job of realizing that offensive push was done. It was over. It was kicked. Coming back, playing defense, making sure that Xavier at least did not extend this on to a 2-0 lead. Now Xavier is coming off of, what, 2 different games, so they're hot as can be, Stealthy.
Well, might be piping hot. They need more than just 1 goal because Villanova are pressuring. They are trying to find that first goal for themselves in this series, potentially equalizing this game, taking it to OT, and of course they want to win it. They want to make sure that that pressure is on immediately, want to win as many games as possible, even potentially do it in a sweep to get to that better seeding position.
Yeah, so I want to shout that out. Micro plays, we've been talking about him. Xavier University defender there, just getting underball, tapping it up over, because that otherwise would have been a perfect center for the side of Villanova. Offensive pressure on. There's the corner shot coming in with 11 seconds left. I'm a horsey. Doing great jobs for his team, now tied up. I do believe you guys finished last game with an overtime. Is that correct?
Well, we finished last game with an OT, but right there, I'm a horsey, just treading the needle, because really there was little to no space for error right there. If he put that ball a little bit high, a little bit low, it would have been saved by either the crossbar or the defensive last man for Xavier. But right there, open opportunity, ball is dropping down. It is going to OT, but a very dangerous last couple of seconds in game 1.
Yeah, that very easily could have gone past Zen. A great job by this player realizing that, good awareness, getting on top of that, and just simply putting that body on the other side of this ball, whereas he was getting double teamed. Now pressure onto Xavier. Zen doing a good job recentering this one, keeping the offensive push alive for his side. That's Villanova.
Oh, push alive, boost controls, boost levels looking a little bit shy from both ends, but that's an opportunity. Baylor makes 2-1. Such a nice clear from Satisfied Onion as well, and just making sure with a beautiful passing play, beautiful execution to, well, close out this game already.
Yeah, about as close as you get here, Stealthy. 2-1, Xavier taking that first round against Villanova. Once again, this is Xavier coming off of 2 different games, but Villanova on the other side. They're playing for their difference in seeding. Was not an embarrassing performance, but from them by any means. Everybody with shots on. Big defensive performances here by I'm a Horsey, as well as getting their only goal. Now, that came down to pretty close to what, a minute and some change on overtime?
Well, I was scored at the last 11 seconds, if I remember correctly, that goal. So it was, I think, also 30 seconds into OT. So yeah, it was very close and very well, how would you say, dynamic kind of play.
Yeah, a bunch of back and forth, real rumble on this map here so far. Nobody pulling ahead, nobody really showing super definitive plays. Xavier is well coordinated. Keep mentioning that again. They're coming off 2 different games. Villanova, I do believe, has played a game today. They play a game over there on your stream because they did play one on ours.
Villanova did play a game on our stream, yes.
Okay, so they're coming off of this is the 3rd game of the day as well. So as hot as they get, right?
Yeah, they had to play against St. John's, so it was one of the lower teams, but they, I mean, we got to give credit to St. John's again. They played phenomenally. We were talking about with Upmine as well. They stepped up to a game when it was not that easy for Villanova because every game was a 1-goal or 2-goal difference game, so that's as close as it gets, really.
I hear you. Staying in it till the end. A lot to be said for perseverance. Satisfied Onion, Valor, and Mushu coming up for Xavier, looking to take game number 2 after a 2-1 victory on game 1. Villanova, Zen, Riles, and I'm a Horsey showing up. Fine flashy formation already. There's about 6 seconds in this first one, so a fast goal if there ever was one, right? Great job here, micro plays, right? We're talking about this. Zen just simply getting out of the way. I'm a Horsey had it. Zen knew it. Only thing to be done for Zen, again, is to just get that body on out the way. Stealth, you with us?
Well, my lobby is kind of glitched, so...
All gravy. I will take it on here. Just pipe up. Let me hear that lovely voice when you get back, all right?
Yeah.
Sounds good. 4 minutes, 35 seconds. Satisfied Onion with a more vertical defense on this one as Riles coming around, trying to take away possession, but ending up knocking this towards the side of Xavier. Good play so far. I'm a Horsey breaking this one up. Fine flashy formation. Big rolls around about halfway, but ending up again towards the side of Xavier. Past 45 seconds or so has been all offense against Xavier. Nova not letting up this pressure so far. Just like that. Flips come around. This is Rocket League after all. Riles the first emulation of this matchup as we hit 1 minute into this game. But the offense onto Villanova does not last long, that is for sure. It's over there for maybe 10 seconds. No real shots on goal quite yet. Now middle map, but Zen is right there to intercept and take this away. I'm a horsey there. That's on point, but knocked over to the right side. Nice job. Solid defense here by Xavier. This is a team that is sniffed out what Villanova is doing and really come and into their own when it comes to you know, tying up and playing up the level of Villanova, figuring out the plays. Mushu Valor. Valor to Satisfied Onion. Mushu back. Mushu shot. I'm a horsey there again, and a nasty miss as I'm a horsey goes from the defense to the offense, almost making this in, but Satisfied Onion right there. Satisfied Onion is layers to the defense as he hits this not once but twice, and bouncing this back on around. I'm a horsey on defense now. Barely missing an offensive push just a second ago. Riles almost set up perfectly for that, but knocked out of the way. Great awareness from this Xavier team to knock off center a man who's lining up a shot like that. I'm a horsey with the awareness.
Oh, sorry. Well, that's of course already a nice start, and I finally got back into the game, and I literally got into the game a little bit too literally, but oh well, sometimes restarting is the best course of action, and it was as well in this case, and it feels like Villanova has reset themselves as well, already 1 goal up. Definitely a way nicer position to be than last game where they were trailing by 1 goal for most of the entire game.
Yeah, down to the last 11 seconds, if this play-by-play caster remembers right. Very close one indeed. Villanova has done a fantastic job. We talk sometimes about what can be done in between games, right? Nicely done, just like that. Xavier answering and tying this one up. But again, I'm going to finish that that thought line. I think that Villanova came through in between that break here, Stealthy, and just whatever they said to each other is working out. They have sniffed out in large fashion what Xavier has been doing. They've been answering it in a great form.
Well, so good. I had my analysis run a little bit of numbers in the background. And a lovely up nine was able to tell me something. If Xavier is able to take it at least 3-1, they still have a chance to get to the playoffs, and the chance is not a small one, it's even a big one. So it is very important for them to make sure they play this game to the best of their ability. If it becomes a sweep, that's even better. But of course, it will all have to be done now.
Yeah, so very specific circumstances behind Xavier getting in. Villanova mostly fighting for seating position, correct?
Yeah, well, so Villanova is fighting for a seating position, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and Xavier is yeah. Again, there's a not impossible by any means chance, but as it is, Xavier does not take a very definitive win here, then their playoff chances are kaput. They're moot. They're no more. They're extinct. Now Valor with a fantastic block on that. I'm a horsey answering in very well-coordinated angle on that one, but now it goes to the verticals. Neither player really hitting this one too hard.
Well, they're still trying to trade blows. Right there, that's an opportunity. I'm a horsey, almost making it 2-1. And he was at one stepping up the play as well for Villanova. But Xavier University knows what they have to do. Satisfied Onion with a power shot, almost gets it in. And the trade-offs are still being made, but we have to commend Valor. He is definitely trying to slow down that play, trying to take control, and it is working for them, and he's creating a dangerous pressure for his team.
Looking like a knight charging in. That's Valor coming in from the side. We saw Mushu on defense, but it was Valor with a huge takeout and now pressure, just like that, against Villanova. This has been in large measure a I'm a horsey versus Valor play. Valor with some huge defensive shots, and now with the offense, Satisfied Onion off from a pass from Valor. Nice shot on that. This is Villanova that was not able to answer this offensive push this time. I'm a horsey had loads of defensive blocks beforehand. Different story this time.
Oh, that was just beautiful, Turbo. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. We talk about team plays. We talk about how calm one can be in certain situations, how controlled, and right there, Phil just showed how controlled he could be. He realized that he had satisfied Onion to the side. He could have still shot himself, but the ball is still up. They're trying to keep this ball up as well. But the ball gets dropped. I don't know what Villanova was thinking right there to leave that ball alone.
I don't know either, honestly. They know that once that ball touches the ground, it's over, it's done with, it's dead, it's moot. Xavier knows that too, so why would Satisfied Onion hit this up? Villanova players, they had 2 of them under there. I'm a horsey, another one. But just like that, this becomes just a little bit tougher the side of Villanova. Now Xavier is on their way to accomplishing exactly what they need, Stealthy.
Well, they're well on their way. They may be potentially closing this out with a sweep, and that would be something beautiful to see. But I mean, it all comes down from the prowess that they show on defense. We have 7 saves. That's an immense amount. I've been talking about it with Upmind. Normally, you see 6 saves, 5 saves is the average, I think. So the moment you go above that, you are playing very defensive, and to still come out on top with that low amount of shots, but just being that much more effective when you're actually shooting is just something commendable, and it's showing why they definitely deserve that chance to be in the playoffs.
Yep, so just more of a breakdown here for you guys, what to expect bracket-wise. Upmind has a very good point. 3-2 loss for the a loss for Xavier by any means they're out. Now, a loss 3-2 for the side of for the side of Xavier means that Villanova comes into 4th, I believe, if we take into respect our match differential. That's what individual maps have been won. But we'll get that confirmed for you here soon. Numbers are not my strength suit. Here, Stealthy.
Well, we're crunching the numbers, or Upmind is crunching the numbers. We're just gonna enjoy this game because that's what we do. That's what we love to do. And we have the 3rd game already on the road, and Xavier Esport is trying to get that instant pressure, that instant opportunity, but that's an open net. Sen makes it 1-0, and Villanova are in the lead once again.
Yeah, so under the stream throughout the day, pretty much we saw a team who struck first, got that first blood as the team who came through and won, but that script being flipped here, Villanova struck first last round, did not take it, so striking first on this one, obviously making it a little bit easier for themselves, but this match is anything but done.
Well, it might not be over, but Xavier Esport will have to respond because Villanova know that there is no room for error. They have to make sure that they keep hold of that lead, maybe extend it even further. And Sen is definitely realizing it. He just left that ball. He didn't go for any unnecessary touches and just took full control as he just now plays up that ball for I'm a Horsey. Oh, good demo play right there to extend that play to the middle. Xavier, another shot, and it is 2-0 already.
Nicely
Villanova.
done. Coordination here by Zen, just repeat shots, right? Just they can't block all of them. There was a demolition beforehand. I think that was Mushu trying to get back, and I mean every Rocket League player knows that, right? You can have 3 defensive players up, but if they shoot for balls, miss especially like that, you just repeat shots until you win.
I'll rinse and repeat.
Oh,
it's
hey,
a strategy.
That's exactly what I said. I like it, man. We're having fun here, Stealthy and Wolf. Or Stealthy Wolf and FBI Tugboat, excuse me. 1 minute into this. Stealthy and Wolf, there you go. I'm adapting your name, man.
You're the Stealthy and I'm the Wolf? Or is it the same as Beauty and the Beast?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we've been talking about Disney movies all day on stream. There's no reason for that to stop now. Except to mention that Satisfied Onion's very, very efforted push to get back there and did get it, not allowing for a triple up here for Villanova. That sort of momentum is not what Xavier wants.
Oh, Xavier don't want this momentum, but an immediate response from Vela. Oh, they're back in it. 1 goal difference, 3 minutes, 28 seconds remaining. Plenty of time to come back in this game, and they're already starting off strong.
Yeah, the pressure there by Mushu as the shot came up. I may not have been the only one who assumed that one was going to be a goal, but turns into a fantastic rebound pass. That one getting drove right up the middle. And now down by only 1 is Xavier, and that's almost closed out here completely. Valor now tagging away, but that one going over the side of Xavier. Now, Valor has played fantastic defense, and now we see him playing a little bit more offense on this one and taking value from it.
Oh, the value of one play is sometimes very big, definitely when it results into a goal, but Xavier Esport realize now they have to keep playing this way, they have to score in order to get close to win this series, because a sweep is definitely way nicer than 3-1, but a beautiful opportunity right there. A nice save. Xan trying to get a bump from the side wall, definitely something unorthodox, but if it works, that would have been a beauty.
It was Valor's second go. Now I got to shout out Satisfied Onion. He's had several huge effort attempts to get back to ball, get these tips in exactly when he needed it. It has worked out all the way so far. We'd be looking at a much different score right now had we not seen the efforts of Satisfied Onions there on defense. Now, just like that, Satisfied Onion, speak it shall appear, and Satisfied Onions back to respawn. He's back now, 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Xavier with a solid little defense so far.
Well, trading blow after blow. The pressure is definitely on the defense for Xavier right now, but it is Mushu finally breaking through, trying to get that ball went through the middle, but awkward opportunity. Satisfied Onion faked by I'm a Horsey, and that opportunity just goes to waste once again. And I mean, it's not Satisfied Onion's fault, but that was a beautiful play, beautiful patience as well from the defense, and that just shows what kind of gameplay we're in. We're not rushing any hits, definitely taking our time and realizing when to do so. But Riles, absolute madman, dominating the scene already today, just stepping up once again.
I like this a lot. So Valor had a solid little shot over there to the side, try and buy his team a little bit of time, but rest of Xavier not able to get up under this one right where they need in goal. That leads to a Villanova lead of 2. This has been Riles, who's all over this ball recently. Selfie was shouting about that one. I've mentioned players on the other side really, showing up, catching on fire, and I know that's Riles over there from Villanova showing up.
Well, now beautiful extension play from Xan down to Riles. Almost yet another opportunity, but that's an open net. Xan not able to connect, and a hard man lost commit from I'm a Horsey, almost resulting in a goal, but ooh, Villanova are feeling it. They tasted blood. Now they want to bite into that meat and get a good taste of it.
Yes, sir. Jaws in the water. Blood has been smelled. 45 seconds to go. Xavier has won the first 2. Would love to end this out in the fine, flashy 3-0 formation, but that equation will have to end in 2 more goals at least in this regular time. 30 seconds to go. Pressure onto Villanova. This is where they want to start this. Valor around, not able to really center this one too out until the second bounce. Mushu's there, but this one just being a little bit too high for him, I think.
Well, we had another data analysis update and apparently Nova are in a very bad position as well. If they lose this one, it might be all over, but of course this series is looking a little bit brighter right now after 1 goal, after 1 win, but even with a 3-1 win, it can be that Nova is eliminated.
Yeah, but that's now their own 3-1 win, for the side of Villanova. Xavier still lead a series 2-1 though. So talk to me a little bit about these numbers, how these individual players performed in this previous match, please, sir.
Well, Xan definitely stepped up. Riles was already strong throughout the day, and Xan was looking a little bit like the dark horse to me. Not that apparent in offense, not that apparent in defense, nor trying to get some passing plays. And now he's just completely stepped up his game. Maybe he's finally getting well. Maybe his team is enabling him to the best of their ability, and now he's actually shining like a star to me. And those 2 goals that he made were purely off pressure, purely off speed that he had to follow up on his team play. And I got to give it to Villanova. They definitely upped their confidence, definitely feeling a little bit more like a team. And Xavier will have to step up and play a little bit better at least next game.
To Stealthy's point here, I definitely agree with that. The momentum has gone the way of Xavier, obviously, the first 2 games. To come back through here, answer, especially in such a fashion, for the side of Villanova, 3-1, not just the 2-1 scrape by, but the 3-1 is, it's the first effort to keep this Villanova playoff dreams alive. They'll be coming through here, and we still do not have a 100% certain result from either of these teams, obviously, when it comes to the top 4 playoffs, but this game will give us a little bit more information on that one. Mushu, Satisfied Onion, and Valor making up Xavier's side. Villanova over here with I'm a Horsey, Riles, and Zen.
Game 4, very important game. The start of the reverse sweep was initiated last game. And maybe I jinxed it now by calling it already a reverse sweep. Who knows? But of course, that's the cost because we're always the one to blame if it doesn't go according for one of the two teams. But
exactly, it's literally our fault. We have influenced game directly.
Yeah, we write the script, and if it doesn't go according to the script, we rewrite it on the spot to make it.
This is all actually pre-recorded, and only your team loses. 30 seconds in now. Having a little fun here is Stealthy Wolf 9, that's FBI Tugboat. A lot of offensive pressure against Villanova so far. There's a couple different shots, but members on the side have not able to connect quite so far. But as I say that, of course, as Stealthy Wolf is saying, that is the caster's curse. Valor finding a very nice pass play from Satisfied. I mean, I'd pass play. Shoot, if he'd have gotten this an inch more to the right from side, that would not have hit side barrier. That would have bounced all the way in. So,
I mean, even if that went in, that was a crazy angle for Satisfied Onion. That was mad kudos to him because that angle was not something easy to make. He was coming from the right, went to the left, sent that ball back to the right to Vela right in front of him. There wouldn't have been any other better pass. Like you said, almost getting that in was also something, but almost an own goal and almost another opportunity as Valor is not able to put that one in.
Yeah, the corners of these goals have not been the friends of Xavier University so far. They've put their balls there very, very frequently, but more so they have found value on the rebounds from top side or corner bars so far.
Well, beautiful angle from Vela, and this is not looking too bright for Villanova. Apparently, if they lose this game with a 3-1, they still are eliminated. And with a 3-2 loss, they might still be in, so it's going to be very close on this one. But Xavier Esports is just looking very strong. They're not letting any pressure down, and they're going to try and apply as much pressure as possible because it feels that they are able to tug at the heartstrings of that defense and make sure that it crumbles.
Yes, sir. Sir, the results of this not being decided quite yet, but both of these teams, win or lose, will have effect on their postseason positioning, playoff seeding, and more. Obviously, everybody want to get that higher seeding, getting to play the lower seed. At this point, not sure if there's that much of a difference. Stealthy Wolf, all of these teams have just been going to absolute war here, and the practical difference, especially skill-wise, is lower and smaller than ever. That difference.
Oh, a small margin of error, a small difference in skill, but a good shot from Villanova. Wixan almost going in. Half the game remaining, and it's still 2-0 for Xavier, and they're still pushing hard, still trying to demolish that defense from Villanova. And this might be an awkward situation. They might be eliminated, lose that 4th spot, and that would mean that Villanova will not be seen again until, well, maybe next season.
Call it seeing your ex walk into your work, the awkward situation, right, Stealthy Wolf? We'll see if that one comes through. I like the phrasing, the awkward situation.
Well, it is a very awkward situation.
I like the phrasing. I'm not disagreeing with it whatsoever.
Yeah, no, but right there, we have a beautiful situation for Xan, putting it to the crossbar. It feels like he got my disease as well, where you just hit the crossbar more than the inside of the net. It just happens, but he's trying his hardest. He's just applying a ton of pressure, and he's giving his team those opportunities. And with those opportunities, one way or another, it will go in. And Xan just steps up, makes sure that he gets a clear to the side, 2 Wiles, and he is making sure his team gets the connections.
If at first you do not succeed, then try again. I have no idea what poet or poem it is from, but I know it's a famous saying. So that's how's that first shout out? I don't know. 1 minute. 25 seconds to go here is, like you were saying, there's been all Xavier in the driver's seat so far. Villanova still struggling, still fighting, still looking and plotting for a first score in this one.
Well, Xavier in the lead with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. They are still applying that pressure, and that's an open net. Moshu makes it 3-0. I'm afraid to call it, but it's almost obvious that it will be Xavier taking this one. 1 minute means that they have 20 seconds a goal. Do you think it's possible, Tugboat?
It is within the realm of possibility, Stealthy Wolf, but it is going to be a tall order no matter where you order it from. barely over a minute. It's averaging about a goal every 20 seconds. And the way that Villanova has been playing outside of game number 3 now, outside of game number 3, after that and before that, that is, I'm just not seeing a team Villanova that's going to be able to do this, man. Just speaking it honestly, Xavier's been very dominant the past little bit.
Well, a dominant performance in this game 4, and that's another shot.
Wow. Yeah. See, Villanova just literally centered that up completely. That's what I'm saying. There's a little bit of a double commit here as Horsey just kind of goes around in a circle, then goes for big boost, which you're not supposed to do right now, right? With pressure onto you. And then the player who does take ball doesn't get a huge commit, does not get a huge result out of hitting this ball, trying to get it away. And that's Xavier taking advantage of it. Now extending this lead a little bit more with a little bit less time. I think this is becoming less and less likely every second.
Well, less likely. We are likely to move on to the next game very shortly because this game is closed out. This series is done and dusted, and Xavier definitely stepped up after that last series. After such a close loss to Seton Hall, they really upped their game and were able to take this series away from Villanova, even by dropping one game. They had a splendid performance in this end. And I think it will be a bye-bye to Villanova. They have played beautifully, but sometimes you have to say goodbye.
Yep, Heartbreak Hotel here. Long run. 3 games played today by Villanova, but like I said, no result beyond tough loss here. We'll see how that influences their post-game performances and seeding and more. We got our Marquette and Georgetown game coming up next, but once we get definitive stats here, Stealthy, let's talk a little bit about how these individual players played throughout this game 4 W for the side of Xavier.
Yeah, well, it was definitely all the start with Vela and Satisfied Onion. These two had some beautiful passes connecting to each other. That first play where Satisfied Onion was able to play it down to the middle to set it up for Vela to get that first goal was the start. From that point on, they had some momentum. They knew what to do. They had that feeling and they wanted to keep on going. And they were able to do it so splendidly. Then it was, of course, Moshe enabling Vela, and then Moshe was just popping off. He had enough of setting up his team. He was going for the W himself and was able to score 2 beautiful and intense goals to make it a 4-0 victory in this last game.
4-0 victory indeed. This is Xavier really holding on there entirely. This was a close matchup, right?
It was a very close matchup in terms of standing and importance, but
so usually when I get these close matchups, I like to give my personal opinion as far as MVP. Me personally, gotta say Horsey on the side of Villanova. Until the last game, no goals unfortunately for this player, but I was screaming about it for a while, y'all. There was a lot of offense, a lot of defense by Emma Horsey, and so that's where my vote would have to go for MVP of this one.
I'm going to give my MVP to the side of the winning side, actually, because
that makes sense.
yeah, I mean, to a certain degree, it does make sense. But for me, Vela stands out the most. Moshe, of course, popped off in the last game, was able to get those crazy goals, carry it himself. But Vela has been that consistent level through and through, able to carry it from start to finish. And with that said and done, we have a special Onion in the booth very soon to get an interview.
Yes, sir. I'm going to start that here in just a couple seconds. Again, that is Satisfied Onion for the side of Xavier University. Going right into it. Hello and welcome back after the most minor of breaks. I'm FBI Tugboat here with Stealthy Wolf. This is the EGFC Big East. And we got our man Connor, that Satisfied Onion with a side of Xavier University. Connor, 3 games and ending with a W. How you feeling, man?
Oh, well, it definitely feels good to take care of Villanova. We've been scrimming them throughout this whole season, so we definitely knew what they're capable of. They're definitely one of the most dangerous teams. We just knew we had to continue playing how we did all day today, and I feel like we did that. So,
yeah, I would say that the result of that game is exactly what you wanted, right?
obviously we didn't want to drop one, knowing that game differential means a lot
The
right
ultimate
now.
result. The ultimate
We we
result.
still don't know exactly where we end up if we do clinch that 4th spot place or
Okay.
not. Hopefully, you guys know that.
I've got like a 99% here. Nova eliminated Xavier in at 4th,
Oh,
given how this ended up. Now, if it was a 3-2, I do believe that'd be different, but yes, you are confirmed. Top 4 Xavier University have made it after just an absolute barn burner of a run through here this last. And again, it was not bloodless. You know, Villanova scored in every single game until game 4, and of course took game number 3. So, still not,
yeah.
a present performance, but a back and forth match if there ever was one. I think Stealthy Wolf here with me has a question for you. Here's Satisfied Onion. Stealthy.
Well, Onion, explain me this. How, in your right mind, did you decide to pass that ball when you were going from the right to the left, back to the right? Like, how did you, were like, you know what, we're just going to try and do it? Or how did it go?
I just think like one thing we've been working a lot on is being having like the presence of mind of knowing where we're at. Communication's a really big thing that we definitely try to communicate a lot, but also just knowing each other. And this isn't our starting lineup at the beginning of the season. We switched it up a little bit for today. Just with how things have gone last week, we felt comfortable with this lineup, so that's what we went with today. And just that play just kind of unfolded itself naturally. Like it just felt like that was the right play, and it turned out.
I'm with it.
It was a very nice play. That's definitely something that we have to give credit for, because in my opinion, that was the start of your entire momentum in that last game. And then from that point on, you guys were just floating, you were just going, and you took it all the way. And that was very nice to see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we do have our confirmed top 4 for you. It's Marquette University number 1, Seton Hall number 2, DePaul University number 3, and the Valiant, Xavier University coming in at number 4 after, again, just about as close as a match, given what they needed, given how they needed these numbers to end up, that is possible. So, man, Satisfied Onion. I think that, okay, so what I want to ask is, offensive or defensive player of your team, who would you give it to?
That's tough because I feel like
not overall MVP now, but just offensive or defensive, right?
Right. I would.
Tough questions.
I feel
over
weird
here,
about giving it to myself.
No, I'm with it. Hey, you're one of 3 players, man.
Yeah. I'd probably give myself probably the defensive prowess. I definitely make stupid touches. I mean, like you guys were watching the same series I was, but
you and me both.
Yeah. I just think like I've played soccer my whole life, so I was also a defender. So I kind of I feel like I have a better idea of where people are placing the ball. So
I'm with it. Just the simple act of spending more actual time on a field, whether that's in Rocket League, whether that's in soccer, and just that awareness and ball awareness, right? Where your teammates are and where opponents are. And you're saying that translate here to Rocket League.
I feel so, yeah.
I'm with it. Interesting stuff. Real world interactions, not real world, excuse me, traditional sports interactions into the slightly newer esports world. I like it. Connor, I want to appreciate your coming in. Stealthy, do we have anything else for Mr. Satisfied Onion here, Xavier University?
Well, that's one thing that I want him to know, that is, enjoy your time. You fought hard. That loss against Seton Hall was very painful, but you made up for it in the end. So go celebrate with the boys, because you guys all deserved it.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be taking a nice break from Rocket League from today.
Indeed. Like I said, definitely deserved, and especially after a triple performance, 3 games played, earned and deserved all the way through. Connor, Satisfied Onion, thank you for joining us. We'll be back with you guys. Marquette taking on Georgetown here in just a few minutes. Do not tune away. Hello and welcome back, esports fans. This is the EGF Collegiate Big East Power Series. We're in week number 4. That's the last of them. I'm FBI Tugboat, joined with Stealthy Wolf, my man Navik, Kevin Cass down there in producer's box, making our jobs just so much easier. Stealthy, you with me?
Yeah, I'm still here for the last game, the last one to close out this night. It's been a long day for everyone, for us, the casters, for the players themselves as well. And of course, Marquette guaranteed that first spot, but Georgetown, I feel like they want to show the world that they still got it, that they are able to put up a fight against Marquette. And I think that's all what this series is about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Speaking of the series, we got Marquette University here in the first seed, taking on Georgetown University. I believe that Georgetown University's opportunities are at least for playoffs, are no more. But Marquette, how they play against them will be shown here, and definitely have an effect in futures.
Well, they're first seeded for a reason, and if they can put up a strong fight in terms of like Georgetown against the first seed, that will definitely show that they were worthy of participating, that they did have a fair chance. And right now we see it immediately, the pressure just coming out from Marquette is immense. GFG with a beautiful redirect. Holy moly, what a start of the series.
Holy moly, indeed, I like it. That's JFG, like you said, just barely tapping this one, and other side, Ewall 03, not able to get up close and personal with this ball, knock it away, and it's Marquette going up 1-0 in the series. And I do have a confirm here. Ladies and gentlemen, Marquette University is your #1 seed. Even if they lose this series 0-3 against Georgetown, they will still be the first seed. So this game being played for for these two teams, and they'll definitely be playing each other in future Rocket League competitions. But our seeding is finalized; it cannot change no matter what happens. So just want to be clear about that one. 4:15 on the clock.
Oh, 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. The pressure is already on. GFG gets a very good pinch forwards, as it is Ewall playing that ball to the side, trying to extend it, but Nido Burrito already with it direct interception as the ball goes to the net once again. They're lurking around the midfield, wanting to keep up that pressure, and that's an opportunity. Cleared to the side by
Heracles.
Heracles. I was like, that's the other way than Heracles.
Yeah, not Hercules, but Heracles. I do believe they are they're two different legends or Greek gods or something like that. I don't know. Not my area of expertise, not my forte, as they say. But yes, Ewall 03, Heracles, and Kuko 2 making up the Hoya side. That's Georgetown over here in the orange.
Well, the start of this game is already something remarkable, and Georgetown are trying to put up a decent fight. They're trying to position themselves nicely, but there is Nido Burrito with an opportunity. GFG ball to the side, as we have a rule 1 or a rule 2, whatever you want to call it. Blocked cars right there between Nido Burrito and Coco.
Now, I do believe they've gotten tapped off there at the end. They're released from their immortal coils. But in the middle of things now, JFG sneaking this one in. A little bit of a low play after Op does a fantastic job of centering this one. Heracles was a hair away from that one. Perfectly centered as well for JFG. 2-0 now for Marquette, going into 3 minutes on the clock.
2 minutes and 56 seconds remaining. 2 goals up already from Marquette. Of course, we kind of expect this series to be a win for Marquette. They are the first seed for a reason. But Georgetown are definitely putting up a fight. They got a beautiful opportunity right there with Coco. And Marquette's defense is being hammered from time to time. And right there, beautiful ball to the side. Immediately intercepted by Nido Burrito. Was trying to solo it with no boost. Ball far down to GFG. And that's a launch up into the air. But Ewall, the defensive wall for Georgetown, is there to clean it up.
Defensive wall indeed. Kind of proving that name, Stealthy. I like it. 2-0 lead for side of Marquette. What we're looking at is not, I mean, like you said, it's first seed. On paper, right, on numbers, this would lead to like an absolute stomp, but that's been anything but. Georgetown has done a great job of holding their own here, and down by 2 with 2 minutes left is not that bad by any standard.
Well, that's another opportunity given away from Georgetown. Heracles with that far ball, giving that pressure again to Marquette East University. Is definitely something that you don't want to do. That's an open net. Nido Burrito makes it 3-0. Oh, Georgetown just opening defense out of nowhere.
I like that. Nito Burrito making it 3-0. He's a poet and he doesn't even know it. Nito Burrito with a very solid shot there towards the middle. Almost centered up perfectly. Now a 3-0 advantage for the side of Marquette. JFG, Nito Burrito, and Ops doing a fantastic job thus far of stifling Georgetown University.
Well done.
And there's another one. Yeah, Ops putting that up. Finding value in the vertical. Staying aerial and getting a lot for it, right? Heracles just not able to get there in time.
Yeah, that was just beautiful speed from Alps as well. Like right there, he flew up from the middle. You could have expected it to be a little bit of a high 50-50, but he was just that bit quicker. Also had the precision to put it on target, and nobody from Georgetown was there on defense. And that's how it's been going all day. We've seen I've seen two games of Georgetown, and sometimes their defense is a little bit sloppy, where they're all three on one line, very offensively, but a sloppy defense. Beautiful offense from Heracles, and that's 4-1 for you.
Yeah, Stealthy, you were talking about threading needles earlier. Let's look at this hole right here. That's about as far in the corner as you can get without actually touching the corner bar, side, or top. So 1-4 now. Georgetown down 3. Minute and 20 is plenty of time to reverse this one around, though.
Opportunities created. Georgetown trying to get that ball away from their half because they have been pressured quite hard from the start of this game, and we see it once again. Ops now with that ball high, trying to get it down to Nito Burrito. Beautiful 50 goes to the crossbar and out. The woodwork definitely the MVP for the defense for Georgetown.
Yes, maybe side walls and E-wall 03 as well, because both of those having huge influences and effects there. Now 42 seconds, some more very stout defense from the side of Georgetown going to be leading to an offensive push. JFG, joined now by Nito Burrito, was off by himself there for a second, but Ops doing a good one, keeping this vertical again. Frequent flyer miles with this ball staying that long in the air. Nice corner shot, and Ops didn't need to get there, but if Ewall had that just a slight touch, a hair more inside, that'd have been looking at a 2-4 scoreline now.
Well, Georgetown definitely putting up a fight. I mean, we have to give it to them. They are doing incredible. And maybe that comes to show again, sometimes it's just the matchup that makes you seem like such a bad team, and sometimes you can play so much better when you're actually starting to feel it. And I think that is the case for Georgetown right there. Like you said, could have easily been 4-2. And they have been shooting some very precise shots, just missing from time to time. But when they do hit their shots, they are beauties.
Yeah, that was not more exemplified by Heracles' shot on that one, a corner shot that was just orchestrated perfectly. Set up, communication through the team made it possible, nailed that one in. And now we're looking at game 2 with Marquette in the driver's seat. Cruise control is on.
Well, they might be locked in, they might be cruising. And Marquette with a 4-1 win already, definitely a nice start. And maybe they're going to give us a little bit of style. Maybe they are, no, it doesn't affect them at all anymore. They already won 1. They are certain for that first seed. So maybe they're going to give us a little bit of style points. You know, you never know. But I love to see that they take Georgetown serious and they go full force at them, because that is the most respectful as well.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. Playing this one out, playing this competition to its end, no matter what, no matter the fact that you Georgetown cannot physically make it into the playoffs, doesn't matter. Playing this one out, perfect sportsmanship, one could say. And again, and to your point, Stealthy, this is not a Georgetown team that is getting absolutely smacked and dominated by any means. Marquette coming through first seed, did take it 4-1, but that stomp could have been way, way, way higher. That could have been way worse, especially given what Marquette has done throughout. Georgetown looking on game 2, want to make a statement here, want to redefine something.
Well, a statement was definitely already made with that first goal in the first game, and maybe they're going to give us a little bit more, but of course, Marquette with that immediate pressure, they are the first seed. They know how to play this game, and they know what effects it has, but G just cleans up that ball by himself. He got that first shot, put it on E-wall, and read that wall as well.
I think Ewall might have been thinking that was going in, because he could have hit it behind him and hit it to the other wall and would have been not only closer but not centered after a It was a good deflect. He just simply didn't have the boost to get up there and hit it as hard as he needed to. He really, really needed to. Just like that. JFG on the other side. Good prediction on that one. Good forecast. And just like that, Ops now with his own goal up 2-0 is the side of Marquette. Maybe they were not happy with us saying that that Georgetown did a good job. I'm not sure.
You never know. We're only like 21 seconds in. They still have plenty of time to come back. Maybe they are now going to fight back even harder. And they changed cars around. We see Coco now in a breakout, and I think it is also Evil. That wasn't a different car before. I'm not 100% certain, but there's something also noticeable to point out is that Nita Burrito only has 2 points so far.
A fair statement. 2 points yielding from what? You touch the ball once and you get 2 points. If you hit it first, you get the first touch. It's like 10 points, things like that. That's why you can. That's why, or the tailing that you can take from score lineups like that. So, especially particularly low. So, Ewell and company defending for right now. Georgetown looking to get this ball out as we hit a minute on the clock.
Well, 1 minute in, pressure still high. GMG putting that ball to the middle. Nido Burrito trying to get that touch. He does get a touch to the side. Was it the most optimal touch? That's something for us to decide, of course. And we see a clear ball. Defense leaving this ball alone, and that's the patience that we need to see. Georgetown realizing that they don't have to rush every ball, every opportunity they get. Just sometimes keeping your time, playing it slow is the best way forward.
Indeed it is. Now this is looking pretty similar to our game one with Marquette University up 2-0, have been for a while, and there's really no reason to put crazy amounts of pressure on Georgetown quite yet, right? Like this is still a game that Georgetown could come back from and score to very quickly. So, no changes in the standard gameplay right now, right, Stealthy?
Well, there are no massive changes coming out, but that's a shot, a bump as well from Kuko on GFG. That would have been de-enabling, but how does this roll through, Dogbert? I don't understand.
It's like some wonky plays here. Heracles now with his second goal in as many games. Excuse me. That was just an infrequent miscoordination for the side of Marquette, right?
Well, that was, of course, Arps going a little bit too far, maybe feeling a little bit too confident in his teammates, and well, not giving the offense too much credit. But 2-1, 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Plenty of time for both teams to show what they're worth, and Heracles almost gets a flip reset on the top side of the ball. That would have been something else, definitely, if he could have used that effectively.
Yeah, the flip resets, if you're just joining us, if you're maybe newer to Rocket League, of course, you have to touch usually ground, usually side, something like that, but it is possible to get your next 2 jumps reset, the flip reset, on the ball. So that is, yeah, that's what you mean. 2.5 minutes left, 3-1 on the scoreline. Georgetown looking to get 2 more, tie this up. Flipped it script. Marquette looking to just clean this one up, keep doing what they're doing, eat up this clock, and push a game number 2 to a 3-1 victory.
Well, a 3-1 victory is definitely guaranteed in the book so far, but Georgetown is having none of this. They're trying to fire back, and we see Ewell jumping a little bit too eagerly, trying to get that ball away from Kuko, because he knows that, of course, Marquette is waiting in the middle. He wants that ball to the side where nobody is, but that's a demo coming out. GFG does eliminate one player. Alps plays the ball to the middle, almost getting another opportunity as now GFG. High ball, tries to get it centered, but is cleared by Ewell, and that is dealt with once again. So we have to give credit to Georgetown. They definitely disable it.
Oh, Heracles again, man. The Herculean effort, if we will, coming out. He has gotten every single one of Georgetown's scores so far.
Yeah, definitely using that Trojan horse called Ewell right there on offense to get that ball to the center. And that was just a beautiful play out of nowhere. Heracles was able to make it 2-3. And I think it is just Marquette on defense, not giving enough credit to Georgetown that really made those 2 plays happen already. But right there, beautiful passing play. High ball from Kuko. Is not able to follow it up as he has no boost. But there's Heracles. Oh. Another shot, almost threading the needle. But this time around, Arps is able to defend it.
That was JFG on a second valiant defend, but like you were saying, man, Heracles has been all over this. He's got a magnet on this ball. He is not letting it go. Both of those goals so far going to him. He's looking for a third. He's looking to tie this one up as we hit a minute left.
Oh, 1 minute remaining. Plenty of time. Flip reset from JFG does it. Oh my god, what a beauty to not get an even bigger lead.
Yeah, man, Georgetown would have loved to see this goal go the other way. A nice little, 3-3 tie-up as it is. Effort made a little bit stronger, a little bit tougher, a little bit harder here for the side of Georgetown as a little bit less than a minute left. I do not believe that Georgetown has gotten their 2 goals within a minute, so this would be, again, it's kind of a tougher effort, and that's just to tie it up.
Well, to tie it up, trying to extend it even more. Those are choices that we make as a player, as a team, and it's not always the only thing that we decided is, of course, the enemies that do say, yes, we're going to make it easy. No, we're going to make it incredibly hard. And right here, it is Marquette that's making it incredibly hard for Georgetown to even potentially come close to equalizing it. But going from 1 to 2 goals is already one step up. And maybe next game we see 3 goals. That would have been, well, that would be amazing. And that would go along with a certain mathematical script. I'm already failing pronunciations because it's getting late.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Nice little roll in here. Nino Burrito with his own bowling shot. Call it a strike now with 3 seconds left as this one extended to 5-2-2. The shots for Georgetown University slipping through their fingers. They got 1 left after this one.
Well, last 3 seconds of game 2. Marquette definitely closing this one out in a win. And Georgetown are just going to try and keep this ball up and show us what they got. Now, Ewald keeping that ball high. Ball does drop though as Kuko is trying to dig it up, but just that tiny bit short to make sure that ball stays up.
I hear you. Little efforts coming out at the end for not. Looking on over towards some of these shots. Again, man, Georgetown is a team that has gotten pretty even stats-wise, except for Heracles' offensive scores. Now, saves, shots coming out from other players. Kuko's got himself a save there. Just Marquette University just executing that last little precise amount just a little bit more.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful precision so far from Oh my god, this name is gonna be the end of me.
Heracles, yeah, no, I got
yes,
you. I got you.
So
man.
every time I give you a pinch, you know what to say, right? Okay. But yeah, he's been definitely threading that needle and just becoming that ultimate striker for his team. But Ewald is that Trojan horse. Like I said, he's just entering that defense from Marquette, and out of nowhere, he's giving a pass to Heracles. And it's just making these goals look so nice, look so simple. And it is really good points for Georgetown at this point. You would expect them to get swept off the table if they're that far down in the bracket, but it shows how close of a matchup every team can be if even Georgetown is able to take so many goals of Marquette.
Yes, sir. So this one being a little bit of a bigger lead at 5, Marquette had 4. Game 1 for the side of Georgetown. Georgetown now pushing up 2. So the difference of 3 being continued on. We're going to see how Georgetown does fare in their possible last game. This is game 3. If the reverse sweep is going to happen, it's going to have to happen right here. It's going to have to start right here, I should say.
Well, potential last game, we of course need players first of all.
Oh, yep. And this, so looks like we're setting up a server. We're going to be back with you guys in just a second. They're not too late. And we're back live here with EGFC. That's the Electronic Gaming Federation Collegiate Big East Power Series. We got Marquette at the number 1 seed coming in and against Georgetown University. This is Georgetown University's possible last match. It's best of 5, and I'm FBI Tugboat joined with Stealthy Wolf. Stealthy, how are we doing?
Well, I'm doing very good. The last potentially the last game of tonight. We hope, of course, that it will be a little bit of a different story. We love to cast, and it's something that we like to see. And hold on, GFG changing to the Merc, also changing the name a little bit. I was like, who is this all of a sudden?
Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Marquette? That's kind of funny. Oh my goodness, E-Wall again, proving that name. The defensive wall, not going to get into Georgetown University's goal that easily. They have been playing some fantastic defenses, and no reason to believe that's not going to continue here after a shot like that.
Well, it might not continue, but they're still trying to carry on their offensive opportunities. That right there is a shot. Kukov not able to follow it up. Heracles now trying to solo play it, but immediate interception from GFG. Now an open goal, and that's a passing play up to GFG in the middle, and that's 1-0 already.
Yeah, so a similar story being told here. Game number 3 to our game number 1, Marquette. Taking a little bit of time to score first, but they do score first. If this continues to follow that narrative, then this is Marquette that will win again. They'll score again and then keep it for a couple minutes before any other scores are put into goal. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, right there we had a beautiful... Oh, Kuko! I was going to talk about this play, but then Kuko was like, you know what? We're not done yet. Bangs in another one, and the defense, GFG, just not able to respond to it.
Yeah, that was Georgetown striking back here. We've seen them doing something similar in similar fashions, but like I was just saying, right, previous games we saw Marquette run through, score a couple times, then let it chill for a little bit, a couple minutes off the clock. That's not the situation today, not the narrative we're hearing. Georgetown tying it up. This is their best shot in this series so far. They have not been in the lead yet. Pop like that might lead to it, though. Who knows? Oh, there you go. Speaking of Chalapir, E-Wall coming over for the offense. Smacking that one down. Looks like it hit against Ops, maybe?
He handed it to GFG, but what are we witnessing? This is a completely different game than last time around. This time, they are just bashing that ball, making sure it goes in. And that's a lead this time around from Georgetown. It's a first. I mean, so far, it has been Marquette just dominantly leading this game. And now they are trying to tie it up, and they're struggling a tiny bit.
Yeah, this is not the. I mean, we've seen some Marquette University conservative play, right? They have not been going just absolutely crazy so far, but perhaps that pressure is what is necessary because, like you said, Georgetown up for the first time in this matchup.
Well, they're now trying to balance this out with beautiful passing plays. Alps trying to be that one to extend it to his team as it is now. GFG controlling the ball. Kuko with an immediate interception. Ewo with a chance. Almost does get the cherry-picking redirect. These guys are really trying to show us what they got themselves. We were talking about maybe Marquette not taking it serious, trying to show a little bit too much style, but so far it is Georgetown trying to show us what style is and how you define it.
Yes, sir, indeed. They're forming new trends here. Is Georgetown University, because again, they are not giving up. No reason in their book to do anything but fight away at this one. And actually, Kuko, I'm not 100% sure how that happened. It kind of looked like this this box car. You know, that's, I believe, Marquette. Yeah. So, okay. So, just the angle at which he was coming in, the momentum for his car turns the front grille, providing a flat surface, and unfortunately going on the angle going towards his goal as opposed to away. So not just a lead, but a 2-score lead, a 3-score lead as Heracles finds one up top. 2 minutes to go, and Georgetown have themselves a comfortable lead as of the last 15 seconds or so, Celti.
Are we witnessing the same team? Is this the same team as we've seen playing in the last 2 games?
We only have one different name, and that's JFG having a little bit of fun with his college's name. And I believe this is all the same Georgetown players.
How?
That was another goal just there. What is, yeah.
Beautiful. That was so beautiful from oh my god. Heracles definitely stepping up, and Ewell as well. I mean, the goals coming out was just phenomenal, and Kuko, that bang was still beautiful. I mean, it was raw, it was powerful, but it worked, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. Minute and a half now for Georgetown to maintain this lead. Marquette to come back. Might be seeing game 4s or possibly even 5s. Stranger things have happened. Hops, little tap play, but ends up with the possession of Georgetown. See what they do with it on this offensive push.
Well, Marquette, I don't know if they're trying to get back into this game, but a redirect from Nido, but Nido almost keeping them. I do feel that they're trying a little bit too hard right now to just get a fancy goal as well. They have been outplayed in terms of styling ability by Georgetown. I think Marquette just wants to step it up as well, but it just shows once again, give Georgetown too much space and they will outclass you in the style point. So maybe they should just give up on the ID and show us the Rocket League that they want to play, even if it might be called sweaty by some.
Yeah, so just play more traditional Rocket League. No need for the fanciness, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. I mean, there has been some, and I cannot say that that the further attempts here for the side of Marquette has not led to their present scoreline. A game 4 and showing that against other top-seeded top 4 players is exactly not what Marquette wants. Losing this would be, devastating, really, right? I mean, it's not going to affect the top 4 seeding again, but talk about momentum, it's not exactly what they want.
I don't really think it is about a momentum. It's just about losing to Georgetown at this point. But if people do watch the game back, they would also be like, okay, that game Georgetown really stepped up, and that game that it all started was literally last game. They got that momentum. They realized what they had to do, and just in this game, in game 3, they were able to step it up and show us what they got.
Yes, sir. Georgetown with an impressive performance here. That was what? Oh, shoot. That was 4-1. Yeah, 4-1. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Computer's just being a little bit slow. So, let's see. That's actually Heracles down at the bottom, right? This is the guy that scored all 3 of Georgetown University's game 1 and 2 goals. But then coming through here, Kuko, Ewald, both showing up. Ewald in a huge way.
Yeah, and I mean, he has been assisting guy for his team already, and he did it twice. 3 times this game. He did it twice last game, and I think he's really going for that playmaker position at this point, because the amount of assists he got compared to the rest of his team is just incredible. And if he's the one enabling his entire team every time they score, besides himself doing a goal, then I don't know what to expect. This guy's going to end up next game with like 4 assists. I don't know.
The sky's the limit. That's what I'm hearing here. As we get into our possible last matchup between Marquette and Georgetown University. It's the Hoyas.
Well, potential last game. That's the same that we had last game as well. But, you know, it's never over till it's over, and Georgetown have had fun. I hope everyone had fun today, because that's the bottom line. I mean, you're not competing only to just win, you're also competing to have fun, because that's the most important part about an esports, about any sports really, to have fun and exchange some really nice sportsmanship and sportsmanlike conduct with every team, and to have a great feeling overall.
Exactly. An international feeling if there ever was one. This is 30 seconds in. Nito Burrito on the side of Marquette, looking to close this up, put a ball in it after a Game 3 loss. But the Hoya Georgetown looking to embarrass this top seed. Go through and win the 3-2, the full reverse sweep. It's going to happen. It's going to start right here. FBI Tugboat and Stealthy Wolf with you. First shot here from Marquette. A little bit of mid close field action. A lower non-bouncing ball. That's JFG taking it.
You almost make me giggle talking about, like, let's be honest, you said, yeah, potential reverse sweep, but then right when you say it, the Kurstikov comes in once again, and GFG just gets that lead. I was like, well, I guess that is just a classic.
No, I hear you. I mean, it's what's decently hard to balance in the beginning, right? We have, in a way, we have no idea really what to expect, but Kuko, I think that can be easily defined or called as a, I mean, that could have just been a lot better, I guess. Yeah, moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, there are always things that can go better, and definitely on the side from Georgetown, I think they know it. So next time they will compete, if it's still with the same roster, we might see some big changes. And right there, talking about big plays, almost Ewell dropping that one in.
That was almost Ewell doing first, second, and third, everything for that goal.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful opportunity, almost dunking that one. Such a tight angle as well. So if he was able to do that, that was absolute massive kudo points for him. Absolute massive respect as well.
Kukoc fighting for possession there. Does win the 50-50 on that one, as this one now getting shanked back towards Georgetown's side. Something I'll say here, Stealthy, it seems that whenever Marquette is faced with a defensive take, they do hit this one, you know, significantly far out. There's been a couple of times that Georgetown has been able to intercept this and keep the defensive shot going far away from Marquette's goal. But generally, once they get some of it, they will get all of it, knock this one all the way away, and start a completely different offensive push.
Yeah, and that's something that we see similar with any team, really. Like, every time you have a team that's very, that's mindset lives on being very aggressive, they usually have a bad defense. And when they have the opportunity to get a far ball, they rather have that ball far in the upfield, have to take it away, but GFG far ball from Alps, and that makes it 2-0 as he's able to connect to it.
Yes, sir. 2-0 now from Marquette as we're hitting about halftime. Again, Georgetown looking to strike back on this one. They just showed us what they can do, so this game, Wolf, is not over by any means.
Well, not over by any means. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Georgetown want to be on the map once again, and now it is Heracles playing that ball high up in the air, immediately challenged by JFG, was trying to follow it up himself, but that ball gets cleared by Kukoc. Ball down once again, Nidu Burrito. It is just a ping pong around midfield, nobody taking any advantage, any advances as well towards the other's net, and just keeping it as middle ground as possible.
Yeah, so this was Ops with a very good setup so far. Does not get completely around defender and Kukoc now with one of those solid defensive shots that I was saying that they didn't have a second ago. Again, Caster's Curse, and striking hard, striking fast, and striking often. Nice setup here. JFG has that on point, but I think it's just a little bit too high. Ops not able to capitalize on it, and this ball rolling out from Georgetown's side.
Yeah, just a tiny bit more boost, and GFG might have had the goal of the tournament. Just setting himself up for a beautiful double touch. And right,
No, I think that was a double demolition there over on the right side of our field as Ops with a really solid on-point shot. No interference necessary from JFG at the end. Solid attempted answer on defense, but you know, coming back from spawn, from the demolition, only so much you can do.
That would have been a beautiful goal though, right there. Another damo, GFG with a quick shot. Heracles able to deal with it, play it out, and now the ball is to the side once again. Kukoc doesn't get a touch there, he needs Nino Burrito. Now playing that ball to the middle. Ops already up in the air, trying to pre-jump it, make something fancy happen. But fancy or not, it's not appearing, and Georgetown are getting some shots, they're getting some opportunities, but the ball is free. Nino Burrito trying to get it to the middle, ball is high.
Nice center.
And that's an opportunity
gets a little bit too far forward ahead of this one. Maybe not anticipating a huge shot. Oh, just like that, Ewell comes in a slapping. Talking about ping pong there, that was a fantastic setup. Ops would have preferred to hit this ball on the left side so that it went right, kind of shanking this one out, sending it all off to the corner and rolling around as opposed to centered, but a minor mistake here leads to a 3-1 scoreline. Marquette still up, 50 seconds to go here, Stealthy.
Well, still up, still in the running, and of course they already guaranteed that first seed spot. They don't have anything to risk, and Georgetown have their honor. They want to defend it, and they want to show at least that they got what it takes to be here. And we see another beautiful opportunity, ball going in the front. Nido Burrito now having to clear, does not get a solid connection. Kukoc keeps it in the middle. Alps now in the backboard, does get one touch. Heracles with a drop down, and GRG has to clean this one up as the last defender for his team.
Yeah, that was a good attempted Heracles, the guillotine move, right? The chop from up top, let the execution come in from down bottom. But lots of demolitions have provided value for both teams so far. I just think that the past 2 or 3, Marquette has had closer timing to where they go for scores. Georgetown's had good demolitions and took advantage from it, but I just think that if we rewound time, we put like another minute on the clock and replayed these with that focus, I think that Georgetown would have been able to find an advantage from that. They just had a lot of their demolitions coming too far away from their attempted shots. But just like that, I think we're ending on a 4-1. Okay, never mind. Kuko striking that one in, so 4-2 is the final score, but Georgetown will be falling here because they're behind by 2, correct?
Yeah, they're behind by 2, but at least they took one game, you know, and that's all what matters.
I'm with it.
That's all that matters. They were able to show us what they got. They were able to show us some incredible moves, some incredible thread-the-needle shots. And in my opinion, Georgetown might be just the mental MVP. I think they were the ones that enjoyed this game more than Marquette did. So in my opinion, they were the winners on the mental side.
I'm with it. I'm with it. So not a playoff not a playoff appearance, excuse me, but still a very, very solid performance coming out from the side of the Hoyas. That's Georgetown. We'll run through we'll run through your standings yet again. We have our top 4 for you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Marquette, Seton Hall, DePaul, and Xavier in that 1-4 slot, respectively. Those games will be played, I believe, May 8th and May 9th, with the grand finals coming on the 10th, giving these players about 2 weeks or so, Stealthy, to come forth, figure out what they want to recreate, what they want to not have happen again, and figure how they're going to take this playoff contention, this playoff run.
Well, I think the most important thing that we'll have to do is realize when they lost, what they can change really to make sure they don't lose again, what they did well, what they did wrong. And that's something very important. Even I, as a coach myself, when I'm going with a team, I don't look at the general thing from time to time anymore, because it gets bland, it gets boring, and you don't see what you can actually improve on and where it actually goes wrong. Because general things, you have to adapt to what goes wrong at the moment. It's all situational. So sometimes it's better to just take one play. Let's say you get a goal against you. What was the cause of the goal? Where did it start? Was it one of the 3 people missing a ball, not being able to react to it? Because, of course, Rocket League is a team sport. You're with 3 players. Everyone bears a little bit of the responsibility if you get a goal against you. And that's something very important to realize and take control of.
I'm 100% with you on that one, especially going through on VODs and figuring out where goals came from, right? The opportunity is to, look at each player, where they were, how they reacted to balls, and how the reactions came through to communications. I'm 100% with that. Marquette taking this last game, the game 4 over Georgetown 4-2, and the series 3-1. Marquette up at the top of the series. And, I think that's about it, right, Stealthy?
Well, we of course have GFG wanting to come in and celebrate even more. So maybe that's also something to do for the last moments of this stream, of course. It's been a great night, and I think we're just going to end it with GFG.
Yes, sir. Let's get on over him. Get this started.
I feel pretty awesome after today. So
yeah, no, that is absolutely fantastic. I mean, you guys came out with such a strong standing. I mean, you can't get much better than first.
Yeah, that was pretty freaking awesome. I told my team that if we guaranteed first, I would have to play the Merc because I hate playing the Merc. So they forced me to play the Merc.
Well, there you go. You
but
committed
other than that,
it
it was a lot of fun.
And
yeah, I had to do it.
Win.
So
coming out, are you guys nervous about going into the actual championship and playing against all of the other schools?
I think definitely nervous just because we want to do well. We're really excited to play against every other school, but obviously there's always nerves when you care about something. So,
no, absolutely.
But really looking forward to it.
Yeah, there's some strong contesters in there. So Marquette's going to be playing out of their mind, I will hope. As
definitely.
You guys climb up, it'll be interesting. So Aiming for a Marquette finals, I imagine.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, if you're not aiming for the finals, Kevin, then you're not doing it right. But of course, the bottom line, of course, is to have fun with your entire team, and I think that GVF definitely did that. I mean, you can. Did you have fun? Because that's a very important question. Because
Mhm.
games all come down to having fun with your team or alone. It depends from the game to game.
Yeah. I absolutely had fun. All of us had fun. It was an awesome season. A lot of really, really cool people that I've met through here as well. So it's good to have some kind of lasting relationships after this as well.
Yeah, no, and you know it's cool when that happened. It was cool when everybody went out to like OS and things and came to New York and played all of that out. And yeah,
Mhm.
that physical interaction is very neat.
Yeah, it really is.
So moving on, then I guess that if unless you have any shout out or anything you want to give to your team, who do you think played best on your team? Let's put you on the spot.
Ooh, who played best today?
Yeah.
I think there was one for each series. I think Nito stepped up really big against Villanova, and that was
Okay.
a series we really needed to win. And then Ops is always just on fire, so he played really well the other two series.
Oh, there you
Are you
go.
And
not
I'm there
giving
on
yourself
occasion.
any credits,
No,
dude? Dude. I mean,
I played
okay,
well.
okay,
I hit shots. I
okay.
played well.
I mean, I was going to give you credits, but
I mean, someone has to be there to take the shots. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's anyone else, and I have full confidence in my team to hit any single shot. And over the course of the season, I guess it's just happened to be me. So
Yeah, well, you played extremely well as the team in general. The Marquette squad's looking really strong and moving into that championship as well. I have a good feeling, but you've still got a long way to go. There's still plenty of schools that are still fighting for their spot and will be throughout the rest of the week, ladies and gentlemen, as we have more Rocket League games coming out, I believe, pretty much all of next week. So, JFG, I'm sure you'll be watching those, paying attention, studying to see what teams you might be playing up against.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, thank you for coming and popping in, and enjoy your break. You deserve it now that you've definitely qualified. So yeah, just have a good time.
Thanks. Shout out to Martin Luther High School.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, that's my one shout.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. Of course, we were joined by a few people throughout the day on the B stream. We started off with Upmind and Stealthy Wolf. Then over here, we started off with myself and Tug. Me and Upmind took a bit of a back burner on the seat as we let FBI Tugboat and Mr. Stealthy Wolf take it in. Stealthy, I hope you had a good time today.
yeah, it was enjoyable. My voice is not hurting too much, so I was thinking after 6 series I will be dead. I mean, usually after 5 you're just burning.
Yeah,
you
you
have that
start-
throat
yeah.
sore, and then you're like, how am I gonna be able
Was
to
it
squeeze
worth
out?
it? Absolutely.
Yeah, but EU representing you and I mean, we had 2 from each region, and that's a nice thing as well. So, hey, it's been an absolute blast. I think it's also so nice to see the community feeling that everybody from these teams just share. Last time I was on EGF as well, it was just a blast to also associate with everyone. It's so nice to see how close everybody is to a certain degree, and the feeling that they share to win, but yet stay very kind and personal to each other is something very nice to see, and it's something that I really cherish in a competition.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And moving on as well from that, tomorrow we have 8 games starting from 5 p.m. EST. And then also Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have 8 games starting from 8 p.m. EST. So that is a unfathomable amount of Rocket League throughout the next few days. And we'll be there every single step of the way as we watch these schools battle it out to try and get into their respective slots in their respective groups. So, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the night. My name has been Kevin Navik Dignan, and you can find me on Twitter at NavikCasts.
And I've been Stealthy Wolf, also from the EU. You can find me at Stealthy Wolf with 2 O's. Very important. I'm not a wolf. I'm a wolf. Different species, I guess. We'll have to figure that one out.
And I want to give it a big thanks to all of the schools for participating. The Big East are always a pleasure to work with. And of course, if you want to stay up with all of the updates and announcements, you can follow us on Twitter and Twitch at official EGF. And we will see you tomorrow.